Hello and welcome to the 110th episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers. Today our guests are Sam Lindsay and her husband Corey Lindsay, owners of the original Rhode Dog company. Welcome.
Hello.
We are honored to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us about your company and how you started.
Yeah, so we kicked off in May of 2022. We're out of Providence, Rhode Island. We do all natural, human grade, dehydrated, and freeze dried dog treats. And we also have a line of clothing for humans. So we do mostly jerky style treats. So we have steak and eggs, pork and apple, chicken and rice. We also have sushi, salmon croquettes, and pot roast.
Wow.
Yeah.
What gave you these ideas? How did you start, really?
So we have Great Danes, so we're big dog lovers. And
Tell us about your who is your Great Dane?
right now we have Reno.
And how old is Reno?
She's 3.5.
And she is what color?
Black.
A black Great Dane.
Yeah. But prior to her, we had Maggie. And she was a mantle, so she had the same markings as like a Boston Terrier.
Yes.
And she was an ethereal being and my soulmate. But she ended up getting diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer.
Yes.
It's terminal. And so we elected to treat her holistically versus with chemo because she hated going to the vet. So just treated her through diet and supplements, and I made food for her for the rest of her life, which was the last 6 months. And Corey and I just learned how to actually feed dogs outside of kibble. And so then we just started kicking around ideas for jerky, bought a dehydrator. He started doing some research, and then he kind of came up with everything.
And you have a background in the fine arts.
I do.
So you've created shirts and
I've always
other products.
Exactly. I come from an art family, so just design was always there, color, form, space, things like that. So it kind of gave me an excuse, if you will, to design at the same time, build a brand, but also bring nutrition treats and jerky style treats, as we keep harping on about, is just something we really felt was sort of the appropriate nutrition, high value treats, bougie treats we've been called. And that's kind of our focus with our product line, but also make it a lifestyle brand in time as well.
Yeah. We want to make it cool to own a dog. We're tired of seeing the dog mom and dog dad shirts,
That's important, but it's not everyone. It doesn't speak for everyone. So we kind of want to have a different brand that's a little bitty, a little salty, a little off-brand, a little off-kilter, a little sassy.
Have you always enjoyed dogs?
Yes. I grew up with dogs. Larry was my first dog. It was actually my first word. And dogs have just been a part of my life. And then he became a reluctant dog owner.
Yeah, Reno's my girl. She's insane.
Yeah.
She's a Jersey gal.
Yeah, she's from Jersey.
She's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite breed?
I would say Great Dane.
Yeah. Great Danes for sure.
Yeah.
They're really great dogs.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of your products. Where can they be found?
Sure. So we have a website, rhodedog.com. And then also, if you go to our website, you can see upcoming markets. So we do a lot of pop-up markets. Our next one is going to be the Plymouth Punk Rock Market in Plymouth, Mass. At Mayflower Brewing. And then we'll be with the Guild in downtown Providence on Sunday.
Busy weekend.
Busy weekend. And so this is some of our products here. This is what our packaging is. What we're pretty proud of is this is all compostable, including the label. So that's why they're in bags you can't see through. We brought some samples to show you what they look like. Yeah.
One of our top favorites, I think she created this one. We call it pot roast. We keep all the names simple, to entice the humans, but it's also simple ingredients for the animals too. So this one here, a super soft treat. One of the favorites, actually there's a woman in Providence that continues to buy, thank you. This was just steak, carrot, russet potatoes, dehydrated.
So these are all very healthy ingredients.
Correct, human grade ingredients.
All of the ingredients are bought either from Restaurant Depot or BJ's. So everything that you're eating at restaurants in Providence and all around is the same food that your dogs are going to eat when they get our treats.
So if I had one of those, I could eat it too.
Yes, but it's not labeled
It's
for
not
it,
labeled
so
for
no.
you.
That's not to
Legally.
say we haven't tried it.
Yes, or people have snatched them out of our hands and eaten them at some of our markets. But
Yeah.
What are some of the other products you've made?
so this is it started as a joke. I've always told everyone at markets, this is our sushi. So it's hand rolled by myself. So just in a classic sense, I do salmon, white rice. I put a little mashed up pea down the middle, roll it in nori leaf, cut it up and dehydrate it just like sushi. That's always popular with people, especially we always tell them for dogs that really like salmon, cod skins, crunchy fish, that'll be a hit for them for sure.
Yeah.
And another one.
Yeah.
We also, at the same time, so I was experimenting with the dehydrating, and then I thought, well, maybe the future, a lot of people have been talking about raw and freeze drying is sort of a great way, so I invested in a freeze dryer, small freeze dryer, and I made 2 right now. So we've experimented with a lot of sweet potato. Sweet potato can be challenging, and a lot of people like to have sweet potato out there in their dog's diet. Typically it's dehydrated in slices, but I mash mine up. I put a little bit of olive oil and then some potato flour. I gun it out, jerky gun, cut it up, and then freeze dry it. So there's like akin to like a puff cereal crunch. And then this is our special. You might have heard her say salmon croquettes. So salmon, russet potatoes, and kale freeze dried. Those 3 ingredients only.
Again, healthy.
Super
All
fishy.
healthy. Yeah.
Super fishy.
Yeah.
And we
And
do,
some of the other now
Yeah.
you are a designer. So tell me about your other products.
oh yeah. Initially it started with just the bandana that you can see there.
Yeah.
Take do the outline of Rhode Island there, overlay it with the anchors, just, some main themes, nothing cosmic there, but that's always been a top seller from us. That's our second rendition of that bandana, just to kind of rep the brand a little bit. And then we started moving into some other
Yeah.
designs on clothing as well.
So this is a hoodie. On the side, it says, of the right arm, it says, know thy dog. Can't see it very well, but know thy dog. And then on the back,
Just our brand logo.
it's the brand logo. And
Very
so
nice.
we do our screen printing locally through our friend Max. And then for the guys' t-shirt, we have Che Dog on the back. And we do Che. I know some people say he can be a little problematic, but to us, he represents a rebel. He represents a rebel to a lot of people. And so we consider ourselves Rebel Rhode Dog. We're trying to, disrupt the dog treat industry.
Exactly.
And then for the ladies out there, this is the ladies' tank. And then we have seasonal bandanas. So we've got, and they come in various sizes. We got the anchors, some pirates, lobsters,
Seasonal bandanas, we'll choose the different fabrics based on the time of year.
crabs, and fish.
Halloween's a good time for us. We have a lot of bandanas for Halloween, and those usually sell really well.
Yeah, Halloween and the holidays, we have some pretty killer ones. His mom helps us with those.
Yeah.
You are inspiring other people
Yeah,
to pursue their passion.
yeah, yeah. It's exciting.
It's a leap. It's a gamble, I'd call it, coming from Nevada, where we're originally from. But it's worth it, just to grow and to get better as people and to challenge yourself, to never stop doing
I bet
so.
the comments you get from people at the fairs
Yeah.
are incredible.
Yeah, some people have said that now that their dogs have had our treats, they refuse all other treats. We have one person who says that now anytime they say sushi, their dog goes crazy. And we have some really loyal followers that they'll look at where we're at on Instagram, because we always post on a story of where we're going to be at that day, and they'll come meet us and buy a lot of bags of treats to fill up on their dogs. We went to Lippet Park in Providence recently, which is where we met you, and that's been a really good market for us. And we've had a lot of return customers from there because their dogs have responded super well.
Huge number of dog lovers
Yeah,
in Rhode Island.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I am still the vice president of the Rhode Island Kennel Club.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And I am still a dog judge. And people flock to our shows.
Yeah.
There's a great deal of interest in dogs.
They're amazing, and we don't deserve them.
What about cats? Have you done anything with cats?
Yeah, so these are labeled for cats as well. So we all know cats are super picky. So what we do is some people will come up and say, oh, I'd love to buy some, but my cat's really picky. So we'll give them just a handful of samples just to try and bring home. Typically, we find that cats have really liked chicken and rice.
The chicken and rice bars we make, and then sometimes the steak and eggs. The steak and egg bar, easier to break up. The bar is a little more. The steak and eggs is a little more brittle, so it's easier to break up in smaller pieces because of the size of the mouth. You know, we have big dogs, obviously, so that's kind of where we started with that. But we don't leave cats out, but we understand that maybe we're not totally marketing towards the cats. But as I've always said, meat is meat. You know, the
What
treats are
about
treats.
my cat loves fish things.
Yeah, so sushi.
Salmon.
Yeah, so sushi can be a little bit too hard because it's dehydrated. It can be a little bit too hard or too big for small cat mouths, but they can break it up. We haven't had a cat yet try salmon croquettes because those are our newest treat. So I'm willing to bet cats will really like the salmon croquettes because it's a lot softer.
Our cat will eat anything in sight.
Yeah,
She's quite the girl.
I'll give you some samples.
yeah.
She went crazy recently when I was putting out some strawberries from a
wow.
local farm.
Yeah.
She
Eat them?
she looked at them and she walked around them, and I gave her a little piece of one and she went crazy. She loved strawberries.
That's awesome. What kind of cat is she?
She was adopted from a shelter.
Okay. What color?
She is tricolored.
Okay.
Okay.
And nobody wanted to adopt her. And somebody said at the shelter, they said to me, what do you think? And I said, I would be willing to. I said, I'll pay you do not need to pay a relinquishing fee. Take her.
Oh, wow.
She's a big cat, and she really needs a home. And she just came and she settled in and never left, and she took right over.
That's perfect. Is she the only cat?
She is an only
All
cat.
right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, Australian cattle dog.
Yeah.
Is this a new line for you? Have you decided to do other breeds?
No, that's because of the image. A lot of people ask when we're at markets if that's our dog. Obviously, it's not. It's an idea that I took from some imagery online. It's like Indian street dogs, things like that. I was running through designs initially to kind of build an iconic dog that's, well, very visible from a distance in a sense. And that dog right there, obviously, the cattle dog has those ears. So that's our Max. That's our Max. She's our mascot. So she goes to every market with us. But no, we're not pushing out any dogs like that for sale or building anything like
She
that.
is super soft, though. Yeah.
Australian cattle dogs, as a dog judge, I see a lot of Australian cattle dogs,
Yeah.
especially in Rhode Island.
Yeah, a friend of mine breeds some here.
Very good.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention we also have our top 3 sellers are steak and eggs, pork and apple, and sweet potato. And so for folks who have picky dogs and the dogs aren't with them or they're not quite sure what they're going to like, they can get a sample pack.
So, you're doing well.
Yeah.
How are you planning to expand?
Yeah, so right now we're building out our calendar of events for the rest of the year. And ultimately our goal would to be in our own store.
In the Providence area?
Yeah.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
We love Providence.
Probably the west side. The east side has its temptations, but for where our price range might be, it would maybe be more suitable on the west side. But that's still, I feel like that's maybe a year or 2 out still. I'd like to have our markets more efficient, maybe expand in the sense of having maybe do 2 markets at a time, have another setup, someone else running, maybe add an employee to help out. But as of right now, I can manage the business myself with her, of course. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next coming year.
Yeah. We're fully self-funded right now, so it's got to be more of a slow growth and manageable that way.
But you're having fun.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, your most popular. No, tell me about these bags.
So she had mentioned the taster pack. So
How
that's
did you
like our
come
one
up with
set.
a concept?
In terms of the bag design, the
No,
label,
of the product.
the product, it's like picking
Anyone,
like,
pick anyone.
So
Let's do, like, salmon
well, we
croquette.
do bites and bars primarily. For example, most people have probably heard of Polka Dog. The business is out of Boston. They have like 7 or 8 stores. We took some of their ideas, because we all got to learn from each other in that sense, and being new to it, and saw what they've done really well. They don't think they do bars like we do, but they do bites. My bites were kind of based on their model. All the ingredients, again, just what humans would want to eat or enticed by, and animals the same. Keep the name simple, like I said earlier. We do the 4-ounce bags of the larger varieties there. I said bites and bars, and we just do that for a different consistency based on the size of your dog, your animal, your pet. Some are a little more malleable than others. So that's kind of where we went with some of those bags. Yeah, that's essentially it.
Now, Lippet is great until October.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
So once sort of late September, early October hits, that's when the holiday markets start. So we're building out October, November, and December right now. So we've applied to a couple different markets. We're waiting to hear back. But typically markets go indoor around October.
Are you thinking about Providence
Yeah.
on the Saturday markets?
The Providence Artisans Market.
There is that one, and there's Farm Fresh.
Yeah, Farm Fresh.
So we haven't applied to Farm Fresh yet. They're pretty strict in terms of how you can get in. You have to have a lot of locally sourced ingredients right now. Not everything is locally sourced. That would be our ideal, is to have all locally sourced produce as well as meats. So we haven't gone into Farm Fresh. The farmers market, we've been in the Flea, which is in the same building before.
On the Sundays.
And
We've
that's
been in the
wild.
field. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see where we're going to be. I mean, last year we were kind of all over Rhode Island for the holiday season, and then we take a break from about January to February, kind of reset, think about what some of our seasonal treats are going to be for the following year, and then we started doing markets again indoors around March, April timeframe.
So there's always something in the works.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can't be stagnant with it. We're always looking to change ingredients, try new recipes. A lot of people have come back to say, oh, what's new? Did I miss out on anything? So we'll have a fall treat coming soon.
And we do have something that I don't want to announce yet, but it's a pretty cool marketing campaign that we're going to be launching in a couple weeks that people are going to
So
start
we
seeing
need to
around New
stay
England.
tuned for that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, people are going to start seeing it around New England, and we're pretty excited about it.
Good. So it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Exactly.
is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Talk about your love for Great Danes.
Okay, so Corey has a brother named Tyler, and he and his girlfriend, now wife at the time, got a puppy because she used to breed Great Danes, and he was a Harlequin, and his name was Colossus. And
I love Harlequins.
yeah,
So pretty.
so Colossus kind of endeared himself, and we moved to Rhode Island from Nevada. I really wanted a dog, and Corey told me, you can get a dog, but what you have to do, I had really messed up my credit in my early 20s, and he said, if you fix your credit, you can get a dog. And if you get a dog, it can be a Great Dane. And I said, perfect. And it took me a full year. I fixed my credit and found a breeder, got Maggie, and the rest is history.
I'm glad to know this because, unfortunately, I guess like many breeds, are in decline. And Great Danes is a breed although one of my Great Dane breeder judges recently told me that there's an upswing, but a lot of people don't like the big dogs.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No,
I mean,
they're not.
Because we're so well aware of the nutrition that she should be getting, she's not getting science diet, she's not getting pedigree. we're making almost all of her food, and then I supplement it with some high-end stuff. One is Spot and Tango, and one is called Sundays for Dogs. And I'm making food for her probably twice a week. It's not cheap, and I'm, grateful that we can afford to do that. So we'll see how it affects her longevity, right? Because Maggie didn't get that because we weren't aware of that. So big dogs are expensive just to feed, and then they take up a lot of space.
I'm always amazed when I go to Lippet about the number of dogs that are there.
It's crazy. Yeah, we couldn't believe it either. And that was a hot day on last Saturday. And there was at least 100 dogs that we saw in the first few hours.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And all sizes. There's a lot of big dogs over there. There's a couple of Newfoundlands.
I saw them.
Yeah.
A couple of Akitas.
A couple of Akitas, yeah. We didn't see any, was Daisy there?
She can.
Yeah, Daisy is a Great Dane that's a doppelganger to Reno. And so, yeah, Daisy was there.
And a huge number of French bulldogs.
A lot of French bulldogs.
Frenchies.
One of them is a big-time fan of pork and apple. Yeah.
That's a good trait.
Yeah.
The AKC recently sent me a notice saying that Frenchies are now ranked number 1 in breed.
Really? In terms of people...
In terms of people buying...
Yeah.
It used to be Labs.
Yeah.
And it used to be Goldens and things, I bred Kerry Blue Terriers.
Okay.
And Terriers are way down in the number.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, French Bulldogs. And they're small litters, too, so it's...
1 or 2.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Reno came from 17.
They all lived. It's crazy. We think she was the runt. She's the wild one, but
Yeah.
she's a great dog.
But 17? And they all survived.
And I started a Facebook group with all of them, and so most of them are on there, so we got to see everyone grow up, and then they're out of Stellar Huntress Great Danes in New Jersey. We're awesome, and the breeders are great, and all of the dogs are hilarious, and so they're just full of personality.
Multiple colors?
Her litter was all black with just a white patch, and then Reno's got 3 toes on every foot are white. But yeah, they all look exactly the same. And then they bred her mom one more time a couple years later, and with a Harlequin. And so then all of those dogs were different colors.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And we have the Australian cattle dog here.
Maxine.
The star of the show.
Yeah.
She's our girl. You
Yeah.
wouldn't believe how many people want to buy her.
Yeah, a lot of people want to buy her.
Public.
Yeah.
She's not for sale.
Yeah.
But we do tell them where to go.
Yeah.
Can't remember what the make is again.
It's like Douglas Toys. I
Douglas
think.
Toys. I think they're out of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And they make those. They do a lot of different stuff, plush toys. They have a whole line of dogs. So we got that one. I really like that one. But you can tell that it's quality.
Yeah.
Quality dog making.
People will spend anything on their dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We being
And
two of them.
surprisingly, a number of people will also spend bucks on their cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very.
This is our 110th show, and it's amazing how many people have been on the show representing different kinds of animals.
Yeah.
The fish enthusiasts
Yeah.
are amazing. What people will buy for tropical fish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, they'll spend anything to get a certain fish.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. We're all just, trying to stay busy till we die, right? So might as well do what you love and take care of what you love.
And you are having fun.
We're having a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love our markets. We love the people. The interaction is, I think, ultimately what really makes us feel. I mean, if anything, I'm shy, and more introverted in a sense. And then the markets give you reason to be out there and to interact with people, like-minded people, especially when they like your brand, they like the treats, or they want to tell you. I used to be a little apprehensive about people saying, oh, like, let me show you this dog, and now I fully embrace it. I love it. Show me your dog. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Because this is what we do. This is our business now, and I fully enjoy it. It's changed how I view it from, say, you know, what was it, May 15th or May 13th, 2022, our first day that we opened. First market we went to was at the Flea on a Friday night.
At
It was
Farm
a
Fresh.
great day. And then since then, we've had a lot of
Were
growth.
you apprehensive to start your business?
You don't know if it's ever going to work, you know? I mean, I think a lot of people are concerned, especially when you know that the market's so saturated with dog treats, dog products already, and there's a lot larger companies out there. So starting out this way, being small, it's challenging. It's daunting, if you will. So yeah, of course apprehensive, but...
Yeah, nervous. And for me, I think what I didn't really think about until we got set up, wait, what is my pitch? What is my elevator pitch as people come up to ask me what are they looking at? And I think that first market, we really kind of nailed down what that was. And we've just continued to refine it based on a lot of the frequently asked questions that we get. So that in like one soundbite, it answers most questions that people are going to have straight out the gates.
When I started the show 110 episodes ago, I think people thought, oh, well, he was a pet writer. He's been on TV and other venues. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And now it has taken off, and 110 here.
Yeah.
And we are all over the country. I get responses all the time from England, Scandinavia, the Scandinavian people, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland, a growing number in Finland, are dog people.
Yeah.
And they love their dogs.
That's awesome.
And I had a friend who judged last week in Finland.
That's cool.
Nice.
And he told me he had 96 or 97 Cairn Terriers one morning.
Oh my God, that's Damien's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
He
lot.
said, in the pouring rain, he said, with a tarp on. And he said to me, but the quality of the dogs was incredible.
That's amazing.
And he's judged all over the world. My friends, I don't judge much, but many of them have judged all over the world.
Yeah.
And they love to talk about their animals
Yeah.
and learn about their animals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
They're telling me it's almost time to wrap
Oh
up.
no, I'm having so much
This
fun.
was fun.
Yeah.
And we would love to have you come back.
Sure.
We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We always have seasonal treats, so salmon croquettes is probably going to end up not being seasonal and just be a staple.
It's going to go into the permanent line. It's been very successful so far. I've had to redo it again, so you can't take it away now.
I am really impressed by all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Very encouraging, and to share your message with other people who want to maybe start a business of their own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. Yeah, just start small. Set your expectations,
And run with the ball.
Run with the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you. We'll look forward to seeing you again
Yes, thank
on
you so
Fur,
much.
Fins, and Feathers.